You wake before the sun, not because you're rested, but because something inside you refuses to stay still. It's that familiar pressure, the feeling that life is moving faster than you can chase it. You check your phone without thinking, scrolling through the victories of people you've never met, people who seem to know exactly where they're going. You tell yourself you shouldn't compare, but you do, because comparison feels automatic, like breathing. And as you watch others rise, succeed, announce, celebrate, you can't help wondering why your steps feel slower, quieter, less certain. You ask yourself the same question you've avoided for years. What if I'm behind? What if everyone else already knows something I don't? And that single thought sits heavy in your chest, shaping the entire morning before it even begins. You walk through the day, carrying that quiet heaviness, convinced no one can sense the storm inside you. But then you cross paths with someone who looks at you as if they've already lived your thoughts. You don't know why, but you pause, and they ask a question so simple it cuts straight through your noise. Why do you rush toward a finish line no one asked you to reach today? You try to answer, but the words feel tangled. You won't say you're afraid of wasting time, afraid of falling behind, afraid of becoming someone who never becomes anything at all. Instead, you just shrugged, hoping they'll let the moment pass, but they don't. They tell you that life is full of people running without knowing why, chasing shadows of achievement that disappear the moment they're caught. And then they say something that softens the tightness in your shoulders. Your pace isn't wrong, it's just yours. You don't fully understand what they mean yet, but a small part of you begins to listen, maybe, for the first time in a long while. You follow the guide without knowing why, drawn by a calm you haven't felt in years. They lead you to a quiet overlook, and from where you stand, you see two rivers running side by side. One rushes forward in wild currents, splashing against its own speed as if the world might end before it reaches its destination. The other moves slowly, steady, deliberate, almost meditative, carving its path with a patience that feels impossible to imagine for yourself. The guide doesn't explain at first. They let you watch. And as you do, you feel something shift inside you. A subtle awareness that the fast river isn't winning and the slow river isn't losing. They're simply moving in the way they were shaped to move. When the guide finally speaks, their voice is soft but certain. Both rivers reach the ocean, one loudly, one quietly, but they both arrive. The words settle into you like warm light. You realize you've spent years believing that speed equaled worth. That rushing meant progress. That moving slower meant failing. But here, looking at the two rivers, you sense a different truth. Your journey has never been about matching anyone else's pace. It has always been about discovering your own. You stay there longer than you expect, watching the rivers move with their own quiet certainty. And slowly, almost without noticing, you exhale in a way you haven't in months. It feels like releasing a weight you never meant to carry. The guide turns to you and says, "You are not late. You are not early. You are exactly where your life needs you to become who you're meant to become." And for the first time, you feel the truth of it. You realize your journey has never been measured by speed, milestones, or how quickly you can catch up to someone else's timeline. Your life has been unfolding in its own rhythm, even in the moments that felt still or slow or uncertain. You understand now that growth is not a race, it's a becoming, a quiet shaping, a pace that rises from within you, not around you. As you look at the rivers one last time, you sense something peaceful forming in your chest. The ocean is not a destination far away. It's already inside you, waiting for you to arrive when you're ready. And you walk away knowing this, your pace, is your path. Your path is your becoming, and your becoming is right on time.